Hey guys, so here bringing you another video. Now welcome back to Spectating Challenger Career Edition. So today we are watching FAKER. So arguably the most famous League of Legends player there's ever been. Obviously plays for SKT1. Even I know FAKER, and I haven't watched obviously Pro League, but you know, FAKER was like, for me, the god of League of Legends when I used to watch pro play all the time. Obviously he's still around, he still plays. I have heard through the grapevine and obviously on Reddit and stuff that maybe he isn't as good as he used to be. But it's probably more, by the way, it's probably not him going down. It's probably everybody else catching up. Naturally, the game's getting older, therefore people get more practice in, and yeah, like, that's probably more what it is. But we're watching him play Akali, everybody's favourite champion. And I will say, I did and was recording another episode of his. Unfortunately, the replay crashed. So these replay files are a little bit temperamental. I was watching him play Galio versus Akali. I will say, Akali's in every single game, practically, it seems, on at least Korea, and even on EUS, she's in basically every single game. I think people who in the higher tiers of play, everyone values and knows how strong this champion is. But yeah, they're against a Wukong, so we do actually need to swap these two around. And Wukong as a champion, you know, he's not bad. I wouldn't say, like, obviously he got his rework and then came out a bit scary. He got toned down a little bit, but against an Akali, can he push his early advantage of auto attack kind of trading to snowball versus FAKER? Takes E level 1 does FAKER. That's a little bit weird. But yeah, that is in essence Wukong. And obviously he has very good synergy with some of the very strong items in League right now. Blade the Ruined King, Death's Dance. So, you know, not a bad pick whatsoever. But I just think Akali is a little bit crazy right now. And has been for quite a long time, to be honest. So, is running, by the way, Fleet Footwork is FAKER. That seems to be the rune that most people are running on Akali nowadays. With also that teleport. Wukong himself, nice dodge there with also landing the E. With it in a little trade, you can see there's damage. Wukong, by the way, is probably supposed to win this early game. But just kind of isn't. With also Wukong taking a Doran's Blade just to be a little bit beefier versus this Akali. There's the attack, the auto attack range increase that Wukong then can't trade. Akali's a constant harass here. Wukong going for the decoy just to try and avoid a bit of damage. Akali doesn't land the E directly on him. That may have been first blood if FAKER did. But yeah. First thing to know, by the way, if you are enjoying these challenge spectators type thing, especially now we're on Korea, please do throw a like on the video. If you can get over 500 likes in each episode, that would be awesome. You guys absolutely smashed the last video, like near 1,000 likes, I think, to make me like go, hey, should we continue doing Korea again? Please feel free to continue liking. And also, please do comment down below what type of pros and who do you want me to watch. Again, I'm not the most, you know, into pro play anymore, so I don't know a lot of the modern pros. I know the old school ones, and most of them have retired. So please do let me know who you think I should spectate. And obviously, I'm doing FAKER because to me, he used to be and is in my eyes, and I know I'm a bit out of date, but he's like, oh, he's the god of League of Legends. Season 3 was like the peak of when I used to watch League, and I think Season 3 is when that famous Zed play that FAKER did happened, I think. Anyway, Wukong, by the way, basing, gets himself a cull. Enemy team, red team, getting a little bit of momentum with a couple kills. FAKER returning to mid lane, and wow, our replays files fixed. That teleport, look, that teleport had the animation of the teleport, by the way. So I will say, I'm actually recording this on patch day. FAKER himself played this game a couple hours ago of me recording this. So maybe they fixed replay files on modern replays. The Galio one that I said that crashed, unfortunately, that was actually an older replay, and that's why it's a bit temperamental. It was from last patch. Sometimes you can get away with it, and it doesn't. You know, I recorded like 18 minutes of the video, and then it crashed. But yeah, it's always a risk if you're running it technically an out-of-date replay or from the previous patch. But yeah, no sustain on the Wukong, by the way. I think that's a bit risky. He already had had to go back a bit early because Akali's damage is quite high already, pre-6. And, yeah, no sustain. You know, he's got Conqueror, he's got Lifesteal, he's got Doran Shield. So, yeah, he has some form of sustain, but it's slow. It's not like a potion that just gives you 150 health over a few seconds. It's more like he has to wait to get the sustain. But yeah, so you can see Akali going aggressive, and the nice thing, because Wukong has that decoy type thing, if Akali lands some damage, you can get like a faint outline of where the Wukong is, so it's not like a complete surprise. Akali going to just do a bit of damage, but what is Wukong doing? He is attempting to at least attack the Akali constantly. That's how he has to try and do okay in these trades. You know, it's very easy, I think, for a lot of matchups that Akali has to just out-trade her opponent and run away, and then the opponent's like, I couldn't do any damage back. So you can see this Wukong actively like, no, I need to continue attacking as much as I can. Otherwise, that's where Akali's is going to build her lead. So level 6 has occurred. Normally you can see Akali's positioning. And even with Wukong backing off, yeah, level 6 is hit. You got to now be scared of Akali. And Wukong respects that. It's kind of funny to see. Akali is stopped. Wow, Faker takes 2 tower hits just to stop his base. That's crazy. Doesn't manage to do so, and because of the damage that Faker just took, he has to now go back because he's now in kill potential for the Wukong ultimate, or if Echo came mid. So yeah, Faker going back. Maybe not. Psych, because Wukong just hard pushed the lane, thinking that Faker's gone back. And if Faker went back just then, he would lose all this farm. And obviously, these type of pros are not prepared to lose that amount of farm. And it's not even just the farm, it's the XP, experience. It's insanely important to at least stay relatively even, if not ahead of experience, if you are wanting to win your lane. You know, we all say about item strength in League of Legends. A big thing that people underestimate is level strength. You're getting stats per level. So if you can get a level or 2 ahead above your opponent, that's a lot of stat difference. Meanwhile, the Echo picks up the first dragon of the game, which is quite good, actually, for Red Team. They have a slight lead in terms of kill and dragon, but gold lead, tiny little bit ahead for Blue Team. Nothing crazy, 100, 200 gold right now, and that's mainly because of the farm difference, most likely. Well, it is the farm difference of all 3 lanes right now. And worth also noting, I like to see Jace up in top lane. Faker himself in his match history had a few games of Jace too, but nothing impressive or nothing worth a replay. But I will keep my eye out because, as you all know, Jace is actually one of my favourite champions. There's a Shen. Hi, Shen. Why are you here? Did he ult bot lane, perhaps? He might have ulted bot lane. And yeah, look, Akali's obliterating a Shen right now as he's going to run and go protect his own jungler, potentially. Have they lane swapped? Why would they do that? Well, I don't know. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. If a Wukong thinks he can beat a Jace and a Shen can survive better versus an Akali, maybe that's why, if they are doing that lane swap. I'd say it is a little bit questionable, but okay. Because in essence, I still personally wouldn't want to give Akali free farm in mid lane. I know she's not known to be a hyper carry late game, but she's still very strong in late game. Meanwhile, Kayn goes down in the enemy jungle. He was there just a little bit too much, and that gave Shen, you can see them pinging that Shen used flash, so he probably did a flash taunt. Catches the Kayn out, and that will be a nice kill over again to Red Team. But the gold lead is still increasing for Blue. Why? Well, again, look at the farm lead increasing, one for Jace and also for Akali. They're not being contested right now. So they're just getting wave after wave, and being the pros that they are at this level of the game, they're not really missing the odd one. And by the way, Wukong is back. So I guess it was just a temporary swap by Wukong, thinking, oh, Shen's down in mid lane area. He's just kind of making a play happen. I'll go top lane just to cover it off so, you know, Jace can't get our tower. So I guess it was just that. It wasn't an actual lane swap. But yeah, Morgana now mid lane. And Janna was there too. Morgana's mid because her AD carry isn't in bot lane yet, so she may as well look for a roam. Obviously, nothing happened with it, but that is something that supports, if you're watching this right now, you should look to do. My AD carry's gone back. I don't need to go back right now. Well, I should look to try and do something. I'm a Morgana. If I land a bind on somebody, it could potentially set up a play. But yeah. By the way, because I did say we are obviously spectating Korea, that is why some of the names, by the way, have just like a box with a question mark on it. Because technically, my League of Legends obviously is the English version. It doesn't have the Korean language installed in it. Therefore, it doesn't know what to do with the Korean symbols. Therefore, we just get these boxes. So, yeah. I don't know, by the way, if anybody else in this game is a known player. Potentially. But yeah, so far, Faker not getting a kill, but it has got a pretty nice lead here over the Wukong, who, by the way, still isn't really buying sustain, but having that components. Oh, no, he has bought sustain. Sorry, he has a refillable. Sorry, I missed that. But is buying that Tiamat component that will eventually build the Tiamat, which will give him a bit more wave clear to maybe match the Akali's, which, again, Akali isn't really known for wave clear, but she has pretty decent wave clear. You can see there, Faker was walking the bottom side of the map, maybe thinking about roaming. You can see Shen has made his way down in bot lane with his ultimate, but nothing yet. No team. Oh, actually, a negative for blue. Even though, sorry, negative for red. Even though they used a Shen ult to try and make the play happen, Echo is the one that goes down. You can see they had vision of Shen here, so Faker should be aware that there is a Shen coming, but maybe they're looking to take the fight. Taunt happens to just get away, and that will probably be the end of that. A little bit of damage, nothing major. You know the Shen has, by the way, used his taunt, so you can go aggressive, do a bit more damage, make it so that Shen has to go back before he goes top lane. And meanwhile, if you look at top lane, Jace is having the time of his life. I've got a free lane here. Worth also noting, because of this game so far, maybe the Jace definitely should be going Muramana. He could be stacking it completely for free. Normally the negative of a Muramana build on Jace is you lessen your lane bullying capabilities. Well, if you're not laning against anybody because Shen is roaming so much, you can just stack it for free while farming. So I don't know if that pickaxe that Jace has got is going to just buy a Muramana straight out. A lot of people do that because the tier way is just way too weak. Having the Muramana, you know, stacking it up to Manamune, I think, or the other way around, whichever it is, isn't too bad because at least it's a completed item and you get a pickaxe strength from it. But yeah, a lot of champions, even like Ezreal's, some of them ignore the tier early, or Kai'Sa's are very well known to buy double pickaxe instead. Because yeah, buying just an outright early game tier, it just makes you a sitting duck in terms of strength. So, by the way, Echo was doing the Rift Herald. Jace finds his way over there and goes, hey, stop doing that, please. And they take over the Rift Herald. And that is the disadvantage with Echo doing the Rift Herald with no top lane pressure. Shen's not in lane again. And also no mid lane pressure. Wukong was stuck near his tower with the farm. So obviously there is usually a time and a place when objectives should be done. Generally, it's when your team has the advantage. And there was an example of Echo doing an objective without his team having the advantage in either lane, let alone one. Dragon has spawned, by the way. Infernal Dragon is up. Would expect probably blue team to start looking to do that, by the way. Even though the Kayn so far, well, actually both junglers haven't had the best game. Janna does go down, so that is a negative. Akali doing a very, you can see this, has the kind of confidence level a little bit building, even though no completed items. Wukong has also now got a Sheen, which does definitely increase the damage output, and Akali will go back. Not sure if Gunblade is available yet, is it? Let's see, it is. So there is a big power spike. You see Akali instantly teleporting, not waiting around, buying it, TPing. Do you want to fight me, Wukong? No, Wukong has literally run away. But yeah, power spikes. Wukong will not want to base right now, by the way. He has 2 stacks left of his cull, so he'll want to complete that before he goes back. And now an Akali roam. Maybe, and maybe not, because you can see the enemy bot lane already running away, and they just make it out to safety. Did Wukong actually go back, by the way? Like, that's surprising to me. If Wukong went back before... Okay, he's there. Before completing the cull, that would be very weird. But they don't. Is Rift Herald being used? Yes, Rift Herald has been used in bot lane, by the way, to finish off the tower. And what you're likely to see moving forward is the AD carry, Janna and Caitlyn. They'll probably come mid, and Faker will probably find his way bot lane. And there is also the Kayn taking the dragon. Akali making their way top lane. Jace did go down, by the way. What can Akali do? Gets taunted. Jace returning to help. Akali, look at the damage! Oh my god. Echo had ultimate, has no time to use the ultimate. Jace with a little bit of help with the Akali. Double kill for Faker on that champion. What the hell? Practically one-shot the Echo in a combo at this level. Has a Gunblade. That's all the Akali has. Wukong taking this opportunity to try and get the return kill. Doesn't manage to get it. Arguably probably could have. Akali has the confidence to return with the team with that kill on the Wukong. I'm telling you, this champion is crazy. I know on like the Akali main subreddits are like, oh, she's weak, guys. She's weak. Look at her win rate. It's negative. There's so many strong champions with negative win rates. The best example I always can give is Azir, was known to be the strongest champion in the game. he got nerfed heavily at a 44% win rate. It's why you can't take overall win rates seriously. When a good player is on a champion that is known to be good and it rewards being good mechanically, that's what's dangerous. And that's Akali right now. She is insanely strong when you're good at her. You have to be good at her. If you're average at Akali, it probably isn't going to go that well. But it's these type of players. It's Faker. It's challengers. It's even diamond players to an extent. When they just know what to do on the champion, it is very obnoxious. Insanely obnoxious. Like that damage, just straight up damage. Ignore the mechanics. The damage output was crazy. And, you know, let's be honest, Echo as a champion isn't exactly weak either. I think most people would probably agree. Right, Wukong has finally got rid of his Cull, got himself a Phage, obviously building towards that Triforce. Akali, though, building towards a Zhonya's, or maybe not. She might just leave the Seekers, by the way, which is an option. Big play happening. You can tell the enemy team really want Faker here, but they're going into a play in a number disadvantage. Actually, no, it's 5 enemies. This is a 5v4 right now. Caitlyn is making her way. Akali going crazy into the enemy team. Gets 1 kill, gets a bunch of damage off, obviously. Shen trying to get that 1 kill, which he does, and Akali will finish him off as well. 501 Akali does, only for that fight, gets 2 kills, but arguably probably got most of the enemy low there. And most of that was without the Caitlyn. That was a 4v5. Akali just making her way through the enemy team. You know, again, at 16 minutes in the game here, you know, it's not exactly, oh, you know, it's late game Akali. That makes sense. No, she's got an item and a half. What? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, tier 2 damage, nothing impressive. Probably going to go from that. Tier 2s are fairly tanky at this level of the game. 16 minutes, nearly 17 minutes. She'll probably do this farm and then just return. She's most likely got a little bit of money in her back pocket. Wukong looking aggressive. Half health does the Wukong in one little combo. Wukong going again aggressive. Trying it as a defense and just gets absolutely obliterated. Again, that was Wukong using his ultimate, engaging with a tower versus an Akali with no ultimate there. That was just Q, auto attack, maybe an E with a gunblade proc. No ultimate. And her ultimate's an execute too. Didn't need to use it. Didn't have it. Oof. And again, that worth noting is like, oh no, the Faker's just insanely fed. True, he is, but, well, by Jhin, I probably presume, yes. Faker's got over 2,000 gold in his back pocket at 17 minutes into the game. That's a lot of money just to be holding, by the way. Does get 1 kill, waiting for it, and does get himself a triple kill. Nice wait, by the way, that he waited with his E, not to go straight away, just to make sure Shen wasn't standing on top of his W, which obviously would have denied the auto attack. But that was nice patience there, and it was good to see. So, yeah. Now, gold-wise, Faker's holding over 3,000 gold in his back pocket. I presume he's going to go back and use it. And it'll be interesting to me, does he buy the Zhonya's, or does he ignore it? I wouldn't be surprised if he ignores it, because he's so fed that will he even die this game? Maybe not. Maybe he should just get, like, a death cap and just make himself insanely do more damage. And sometimes the best defense is offense. If he kills everybody before they can kill him, well, then he doesn't need a Zhonya's. And, you know, the Zhonya's is good if you get Morgana bind. As soon as you get it, oh, I'm just going to Zhonya, protect myself. But is Faker really getting Morgana bound this game? Questionable as well. So, let's see what he goes. Will he get that Zhonya? Again, he probably will, but I kind of hope he doesn't. He doesn't. Just goes into Morello Nomicon instead. It will go Zhonya next, but Morello, effective item. Good item on Akali. You know, again, a lot of people like to complain about the item. Oh, it's not cost effective. Better items exist. Sure, but it's okay. It gives good stats. You know, health for Akali, AP, anti-healing. So it's not like it's terrible. It's nice. Worth also noting, by the way, the Jace, as we spoke about earlier, he did with that pickaxe go with the Muramana, but just skipping the tier. You know, he went straight into it, which just helps his strength level not to have a tier. But even though the Shen is heavily roamed, Jason actually not doing too good on farm, which is a bit surprising. He was alone a lot in lane. Shen being caught by the Akali, 3-level advantage. Akali looking for this quite aggressively. Shen on the back foot. Not really convinced that kill's going to happen. Well, am I wrong? Maybe. Akali misses. Oh my god. Yep, Shen's dead. That was very nicely played on Akali. And that's the point. You know, I'm not saying Akali is overpowered in the hands of everybody, but when someone knows what they're doing, yeah. And obviously FAKER being one of the most famous in history players in the world, he knows what he's doing, surprisingly. But yeah, tier 2 now. Morgana obviously was around, but she does go over to mid lane to try and protect her team. Teleport by Akali. Enemy team actually, by the way, came out on that on top. Akali now looking aggressive. Jhin going to just try and slow down the Akali, which he is successful in doing so. And more farm will happen. What happened then? I have no idea. Oh, there was... Okay, that's... I was wondering why, by the way, why Morgana was going so close to the Akali. It was another Shen bait. They've tried to do that for quite, you know, a few times this game. It doesn't work. Akali has the mobility to go away. Echo gets nearly one shot. Actually, mistake comes out of Echo. Echo will go down eventually. Legendary is Akali. And Janna used the Mikhails on FAKER, by the way. What is this? With another triple kill. And that's probably the game. What the... Yeah, Akali, everybody. Well, that was FAKER and Akali. And I don't know if this video title is going to be, is Akali actually overpowered? Well, the answer is, on an actual player that knows what they're doing, arguably yes. But again, it's arguable. But that's why she's a champion that's very controversial to talk about it, whether she's overpowered or not. And I'm sure people are going to dislike this video who are Akali fans, or they don't agree with me, and that's fine. But she's just such like yin and yang. You either can have an absolute terrible Akali, and you can't just be okay at her and be, you know, doing fine. If you're average at her or bad at her, it's really going to show. But you know, when these players just know what they're doing, it's just crazy. And again, taking away, you have to be good mechanically with her. The damage output is just insane too. Like the actual damage the champion can deal is insanely high, even early into the game. But that's going to be it. That was FAKER, arguably the most famous player in history, playing Akali. Let me know what you think of the champion down below. But please do throw a like on it if you're enjoying these Korean episodes. And once again, I'm not incredibly up to date with Korean pros, so please do leave your feedback down below of who I should watch. If there's any known picks of you know, that pro with that pick is known, watch that. I'll do my best. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.